Good evening. Wasn't sure if it was morning or evening. Paisano's all screwed up tonight. Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, Paisano. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a group that pretty much every rock fan likes, I would say. When you list your greatest groups of all time, greatest rock groups of all time, a lot of people include these guys in their top 3, 4, or 5. Me being included. I mean, how could you not? The Who. Britain's own The Who. And tonight we're going to talk about their 1969 release, Tommy. Tommy is considered a rock opera, which was kind of a new concept in 1969. I think it was probably the first time it was, a lengthy story over 2 albums was described as a rock opera. And it tells a story. It tells the story of Tommy, who he was born deaf, dumb, and blind, and he became an idol through his incredible ability to play pinball at a level that no one had ever seen. Quite an interesting concept, as only The Who could pull off. And this was a very ambitious project for the band, and they pulled it off masterfully. It's an incredible album. It's got several rock anthems that came off of it, and all sorts of little musical interludes and short songs to pull the story along the way. But it's terrific. It broke new ground, just in its concept, broke new ground. And it was actually recognized as an opera to such a degree that it was the first rock group ever to perform at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. And they performed it for the first time on June the 7th, 1970, in its entirety at the Met, which was unprecedented at the time. And it's had quite a few theatrical releases, and even a movie was made about it in 1975. Just incredible. It had a life of its own, really. They performed it in its entirety at Woodstock in 1969. Their appearance included Tommy in its entirety. And, you really can't say enough about it. Like I said, it came out in 1969. I bought this in the mid-'80s. It seems like I've had it forever. I probably bought it at either Strawberries at the South Shore Plaza or Quincy Records in Quincy, Massachusetts. And let's go over the tracks in this one, because this is one of my favorite albums. You got Overture, It's a Boy, You Didn't Hear It, Amazing Journey, Sparks, Eyesight to the Blind, Christmas, Cousin Kevin, The Acid Queen, Underture, Do You Think It's Alright, Fiddle About, Pinball Wizard, There's a Doctor I Found, Go to the Mirror Boy, Tommy Can You Hear Me, Smash the Mirror, Sensation, Miracle Cure, Sally Simpson, I'm Free, Welcome, Tommy's Holiday Camp, and finishes with We're Not Gonna Take It. It says Opera by Pete Townsend, and several of the songs were composed by other members of the band, John Entwistle, Keith Moon. In particular, it was produced by Kit Lambert, who produced quite a few Who records. And this came out on MCA. It's obviously a reissue. It's not an original. There's the interesting interior gatefold sleeve. Front of it, obviously, the back. And like I said, this is one of my favorite albums. The Who's greatest days were still ahead of them, though. They had a pretty remarkable run up to this point by having a very unique act. Roger Daltrey singing, Pete Townsend on guitar, quite possibly the greatest rock bassist of all time, John Entwistle, and quite possibly the greatest rock drummer of all time, the great Keith Moon. And like I said, they had a pretty good run up to this point. This put them right on top. And like I said, they had many, many great albums after this. Their greatest accomplishments were yet to come. What a career. What a band. What a band. All right, that's about all I get to say about this one. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing and what you're hearing, please like and, more importantly, subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. Until next time, when we see what Paisano digs out of the crates. Good night, YouTube, and thank you.